I've had the WeCreat Lumos here since August, but is it still any good? Today we're gonna find out. My name's Jim, and this is The Edge of Tech. The WeCreat Lumos is actually a portable machine that features not only a 10-watt diode laser, but also a 3-watt IR laser as well. This means that you can engrave almost anything, pretty much any material from wood to rocks to metal to coasters to, pretty much whatever you want. It's a galvo style laser, which means it uses mirrors inside of the head to move the laser beam around and actually burn the material that you're trying to burn, or mark, or engrave, or cut. And it actually means that it's very fast. Now, the Lumos has a usable work area of about 4.6 by 4.6 inches, and you can get a little like slide extension that'll move that up to 20.5 inches by 4.6 inches to help with projects that are maybe a little longer, or maybe you want to batch some stuff in there as well. But this is about the build space that you get, but I think this is actually a really good size for a portable machine. Now, I say that because if I'm going to take this to a show or something, I don't want to do something much bigger than this. It's going to take way too long for like turnkey products at some sort of show. So something to think about there. I really like this size for something as portable as the Lumos. I know you're thinking safety, so let's talk safety. As far as safety goes, it has this shield here that slides up and down, and it's made from laser safe acrylic. It blocks the acrylic, the UV. I know a lot of people will tell you to wear the glasses as well when you're around this. You know, it's supposed to block the waveform of laser with the orange color here, that you shouldn't have to do that, but let's be safe. You only get 2 eyes, so wear your goggles or wear your glasses if you're directly around this, just to be safe. Inside, it has built-in overheating detection and flame protection in there, so if it overheats or detects a flame or anything like that, it should just shut it off. So if this thing gets too hot or flames up or starts a fire, hopefully this thing just shuts off because of that safety. It also has tilt detection, so if you're burning something and somehow this falls off a table and tilts, it's actually going to shut off the laser as well. Another thing it has is a built-in fan right here that'll pull the fumes out and pump it out a window or wherever you pump your fumes. Hopefully out of the room that you're burning in, and outside would be better, but I always vent my lasers outside. Some people have those boxes that sit that you can kind of clean the air and you know, pumps back into the room. I prefer not to do that, but it does have that built-in fan in there and it will pump out. The other thing I didn't think about is that if you pop this open, it actually stops the laser as well. Been testing, and when I pop this up, it actually shuts off. So that's pretty good. Again, I think you can turn that off in the settings though. Part of what makes the Lumos a great beginner printer, we'll talk about that in a second, is that they have a 50 megapixel camera hiding way up in here, and that allows you to see the material inside the software before you burn. So you can throw your material down, and then you actually can take a picture, see that material, arrange your art, and burn it right from there. It's super easy, and they say that the precision is up to 0.01 millimeters. I love having the camera to line up because historically I am terrible with lining stuff up and getting it center, so the camera really makes my life a lot easier. Speaking of making my life easier, the Lumos actually has autofocus built in as well. You just drop your material on the plate, hit the focus button, and it will align the 2 little dots to focus it, and that's it. You'll actually see the machine kind of moving up and down when it focuses. It's super easy, it's super simple, and you don't have to do anything else. This is way easier than some of the other galvo lasers I've used in the past where I had to do this manually, and it makes things much more user-friendly, again, for beginners especially out there, because you just hit a focus button and it focuses. If you're new to lasers, I want to take a minute right now to talk about the 2 different lasers that are actually built into this machine. The first is a 10-watt diode laser. This is great for doing things that are more organic, like wood or cork or slate, leather, paper, vinyl, rock, that kind of thing. But it's not great for doing things that are metal. And that diode is really good. You've seen diode lasers on my channel back 4 or 5 years now. It's what we did when we did painted coasters. It's what we did when we did cork coasters and wood coasters and all sorts of cool stuff. And that's the diode lasers that do that. Now, if you're gonna do other things like metal, that's where the 3-watt IR or infrared laser comes in. Because it's a different wavelength, it allows you to do things like stainless steel, brass, silver, gold, aluminum, different plastics. It even allows you to do some color engraving on materials, which we'll get into in a minute. It's not super high watt, but it gives you that versatility if you want to do things like stainless steel dog tags and something like that, like a vendor fair where you can do just quick custom names on dog tags or something. But enough about the specs. I think we should see how this thing performs and give you some ideas on how you can actually make money with a machine like the Lumos. And also let's talk about if it's still worth buying in 2026. Again, I've had this for a few months and I know there's other machines out there, but let's talk about if it's still worth it in 2026. Now, the first things that I want to show you are some of my favorite things to make and some of the fastest way to make money, actually. They're super easy, they're super fast, and they sell really, really well in sets of 4, as you can see here. You guessed it, that's cork coasters. Now, these come in different shapes and sizes and thicknesses and all that. I prefer the round, thicker ones just because they're a nicer coaster to actually sell and hand out. I've given tons of these out for family events like Christmases and birthdays and stuff like that, like custom ones. As you can see here, this is some fan art. As you can see, we have some really cool, really nicely detailed coasters here. And I sell these in sets of 4 when I do sell them. And if you're at something like a vendor fair or a Christmas market or anything like that, these things are great. They sell like hotcakes. You can actually set them up with all different designs and you can do like, here's this set of 4, or you can say pick 4, or however you want to do it. I've seen people 3D print holders and all sorts of cool stuff with these. They came out really, really good. The details, some of the best I've seen on a cork coaster, which makes me super excited. And they didn't take long at all. They were actually pretty fast to do each, which pretty awesome. And these are cheap to buy, so you can make some good money on these. The next thing I like to do are slate coasters, as you can see here. It's another really cool project, and they actually can sell really good, again, at those fairs, on Marketplace, wherever you sell your custom stuff. Now, the Lumos did a pretty good job on these with the slate. It was able to make quick work of it. Now, in markets and stuff like that, I do these in sets of 4. You can kind of see, this one's just my logo. You know, I would make a whole bunch of designs of these and just let people choose their sets, unless you want to like 3D print a nice coaster holder and sell them like that too. In this case, I only actually had one left, so I only burned the one with my logo on it. And I'm kind of sad about that because it came out pretty good. It's super fast too. Dog tags are another really big seller at markets, whether they're these stainless steel, like rectangular ones, or the anodized, like dog bone looking ones, or hearts, or whatever they are. They sell really good because you can do custom names right there on the spot. The 3-watt IR laser did a pretty good job here. Now, I'm still working on dialing in my settings. I did a couple different things in color. So there's like a bluer one. There's like more of a brown. You can do a black. I forgot where I put the black one. But you can do like a black burn too, so you can get that done. Different burn times and stuff like that will give you a different look. So you just have to play with what you want to get. If I was gonna do these again, to be 100% honest, I wouldn't use these, probably these little stainless steel guys, unless you're really going for a black look. I would go with the anodized, like little dog bones or hearts or something like that, because they show up much better than these do. It's just so much easier to see too. I know you can get good results with this. I just need to dial these settings in better, but this did a pretty good job on this. It only took a few minutes to do each of these as well, so something to think about. Speaking of anodized things, another really cool thing that you can do to make some good money with these are like these anodized metal business cards. They're like aluminum sheets kinda, and they're anodized in a whole bunch of different colors. I have some black and some blue ones and purple and red, and this thing did a really good job with that IR laser. It's very quick to do this. It comes out looking very clean. These are great for someone who wants to up their game, maybe with business cards or fun things to hand out, or like I said, at a trade show, maybe you have a table full of stuff and you want to hand out something different than a paper business card. People are buying these these anodized business cards out there for pretty good money. I did a couple different ones. You can see this was a fail. And then I actually did the other side, and it looks so good. You can actually read with a magnifying glass because it's tiny, but I can actually read all of the little letters in both of these here. I wanted to do something that was much more graphic intensive on here, just because my logo or a name or something would be way easy to show you. I wanted to show you how small and tiny this thing would actually print. And this thing, they look really good. Now, we talked earlier about the 3-watt IR laser being able to do some color engraving on metal. It does walk you through some steps that you can actually go and print some little kind of tables. I guess it's a test print chart. And then you choose the color you like, and it kind of dives into that better. And it really kind of gives you an idea of different colors you can use based on what you chose on the first one. But basically, you can use this to come up with different colors on stainless steel with the 3-watt IR laser. It is really cool. It's super intuitive. It doesn't take long to learn how to actually dial this in. Basically, you set the focal length, you choose a couple of the settings based on what color you want to see from here. I need to take some more time and dial mine in. I did a little dog guy, and he came out pretty decent, but he's pretty brown. I should have done him like in a better color. Some other people on YouTube did some really good examples on how they really took a deep dive and made this look really good. I didn't have time to do that right now, but if you're selling things, maybe not at a market because this takes quite a bit longer, but maybe you're selling some custom stuff on Etsy or a website or stuff like that. This would be a great way to do that. For 3 watts of an IR laser, did a pretty good job, and hopefully you can see that in that B-roll with all the colors on those test charts. Let me know in the comments what you think of like the color laser engraving. If you've seen it before, if you haven't, if you'd like me to try something, stuff like that. I'm just really curious what you guys would maybe want to see, or what would you use it for? What's cool to do color laser engraving on stainless steel? Let me know. Now, the last thing I want to show you are these basically they're like leatherette patches, I guess you could say. I did my logo on both of them. They would be like on a hat, maybe put it on a trucker hat or something like that. But they came out so good. And there's options to choose this as a material. You choose the color you want to burn it to, and then you can do that. Like this one has a gold color to it, and on that brown leatherette, it looks really good. Now, something to think about with the leatherette, you always have to vent this stuff out. Do not breathe this. It's not good for you. Please don't put this venting into your room if you're doing like leatherette or PVC or any of that stuff. It's very toxic. These were really quick to do, very quick actually. And you could just load up a little jig and just knock these out all day with somebody's logo. Yeah, a picture would probably work, like a kind of clip art type picture. But I could see like companies doing these. I haven't tried to sell this yet, but I could see companies do these on hats or like patches on a shirt or something like that. That would be really cool. So something to think about. Now that I've talked about some of the things that you could do to make some money and maybe some ideas to make some money with the Lumos, let's talk about if it's worth it in 2026. So right now, the WeCreat Lumos starts at $11.99 and goes up if you add extras from there. I think that's actually a pretty good value. Essentially, what you get is 2 whole lasers in this one. So think of it as like kind of like a 2-for-1 laser deal. Is it the most powerful laser you can get? No, it's not. Absolutely not. Is it the biggest laser you could get as far as like build area or something like that? No, it's not. Would it be a good laser to get you started as a beginner or someone who wants to take this out to shows and maybe pump it outside or pump it into an air filter, one of those really nice air filters at a show or something like that? Absolutely. This thing does not take up much space on a table at all. Like if you only have a 6-foot table at one of those shows, this thing only takes up this tiny footprint. You could have all of your materials out. You could have your maybe your laptop sitting back here, and you could just be doing custom stuff right for people at a show, which is pretty awesome. Do I think you could make your money back with this pretty fast if you wanted to? Absolutely. I think depending on who you are and where you're selling and what kind of shows you're doing and what kind of materials you're making. I mean, there's all those caveats, right? But you could really make your money pretty fast back on this machine, in my opinion. I think a few of those big shows a year, along with maybe an Etsy shop or some marketing to your friends. Friends are huge right now, especially if you know people who have birthdays coming up or like certain things. Prices might vary in your market and your area and how many people are around doing this. I really do think you can make your money back with the WeCreat Lumos here, and that's a pretty good thing because once you make your money back, it's all profit from there. I've only touched on a couple items like in front of me here, but the possibilities are really endless. I mean, there's just so much stuff that you can do. I can't even list in this video that you can make money with. This laser, something this size, is kind of perfect to take with you if you're gonna do shows and stuff. Now, one of the things that I really like about this laser and that makes it more user-friendly is that they allow you to use it either with their Make It software, which is super user-friendly and beginner-friendly if you want, or with Lightburn, which is like kind of the industry standard for lasers now. If you're using Lightburn, it is the most powerful, in my opinion, the most powerful laser software that you can use. And there are several lasers that don't even allow the compatibility with Lightburn, and that's just too bad. Because if you have several lasers, like I do, I don't want to use 17 different programs. I want to use one, and Lightburn is how that happens. So thank you, WeCreat, for allowing this to be used in Lightburn as well. The camera works there too, which is really cool. And there's several other lasers out there, again, that are not Lightburn compatible, and this one is. So what I guess I'm saying about the Lumos in 2026 is that it's still a good laser. And if you're in the market for a new one, you should really check this out. I mean, watch other reviews, do your research, check out like Tripod's Garage and all the other people that did really good videos on the Lumos. For sure, this should be on your list to consider, and in 2026, you never know, they might have new versions coming at some point, stuff like that, and the price of these might drop, which makes it even a better value. As of now, in 2026, I would definitely have this on my list to consider if I needed a laser like this, and apparently I'm blowing up, and I apologize for that. So smash that like button if you got value from today's video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more 3D printing, lasers, and CNC coming soon. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers this year. I'm going to push to get there, hopefully, and that's my goal. So every one of you out there could definitely help me with that. Also, if you haven't checked out this video right here, you got to check out that one next.